All right. So we out here once again. So, my stepdad is up to some shenanigans once again. The way that people try and come for me, it's always a projection. It's kind of like the things that people want to destroy within your life are things within their life they need to be working on. Okay, so me and the baby boy, we got things to do today. So, I'm getting out here early, sweeping the grounds. You know what I'm saying? Sweeping the grounds, baby. You see people be going through stuff, and when they sit, when they start thinking, when they start feeling, they don't want to feel these things. They don't want to think about these things. They don't want to think about them because these thoughts create feelings. So what do? We run away from how we feel. A lot of the times it's because we're entertaining the wrong thought. Okay, so that is going to be compared to the like devilish energy. So in my experience, a lot of the times what individuals like to do, they like to make me the target of their anguish and their pain. Forgetting that, bruh, I'm not even in your life. How are you going to blame me? Has there been things going on behind the scenes? Huh? It's been things going on behind the scenes and it hasn't been working. And it's upsetting you because of the decisions in which that you have been making have not been in the best interest of you or yourself, or a relationship that you need to focus on rekindling. Instead, you want to try to come in between somebody else's relationship. Right. So this is the running away. You're not willing to face your issues and your problems head on. You want to make somebody else your problem. You see, you watched my mother for years make me the scapegoat. So naturally, you make me the scapegoat too. And this is another thing about parenting, because parents, you teach people how to respect your children. That's why a lot of the times when these men get with these women, they see how these women treat their children, they're not really fucking with it. Some men who don't care, they're there for a reason, trying to get in where they fit in, whatever. It's like, well, I don't really care. It ain't my daughter. It ain't something that I'm too concerned with, right? So that's kind of letting you know what type of man that man is. But as a parent, you have a responsibility. You are to teach people how to treat your children. And this is very catalytic. If people see you don't give a fuck, then it's kind of like, why should I give a fuck? If you don't think much of your children, then the next person is not going to think much of your children either. So, I thought we would just air that out, because the little attempt that he's making is not going to work. He has a family member who specializes in binding magic. And, she hasn't told anybody that she's lost her capabilities. I believe that she's avoiding. Okay? So I have been connecting with the presence of Kali. Kali is connected to all of us. You know, it's especially as women or men who have tempers. You know, like Kali is so intertwined with humanity and the darker aspects of human beings, human behavior, human feelings, the barbaricness of men, and the chaos of women. You know, she is so powerful. Her presence is so powerful that it is consumed from all of us, as well as the astral plane, as well as we are feeling and observing her too. You know, I like to think of Kali as God's wife. And, you know, in a lot of situations and circumstances, Kali is represented by the devil. You know? But Kali slays demons. So, you know, when we have to deal with people's demons, isn't it nice to have a demon slayer? Because demons don't care about innocence. They just don't care. It is a numbness. It is an emptiness. We all have them. We all deal with them. So, you know, your dark side is very powerful. In so many ways, it's very misunderstood. Because if people spend so much time with avoiding the darkness, instead of wanting to understand it more, then, I mean, of course, the darkness is going to be misguided. Anything in which that is misguided, that lacks structure, or any type of attention, is kind of like a child. That child is going to be wild. You know? I mean, it has no limits. It has no boundaries. They think they can just do whatever it is in which that they want. And then considering, because it's a child, you know, it doesn't have to deal with adult consequences. But if it continues with the same behavior and the same patterns without guidance, then that's where they're headed, to dealing with the same consequences as grown people do. I have quite a few people trying to target the relationship with me and my son. And a lot of these individuals, you need to be working on the relationship with your children. You keep giving up. And every time some shit don't go your way, or it don't go how you want it to go, then you want to look for a scapegoat. You want to look for somebody to blame. No, sir. No more of that. You need to go face your problems. It's a process. This is not Houdini. I don't care how much magic you try to throw over a situation. It wears off, doesn't it? And then on top of that, it comes with consequences. So stop fucking doing it. You know. People can guide you, but nobody can save you. You have to save yourself, and that is something that you have to learn. And until you learn how to save yourself, you ain't saving nobody else. But along your journey of learning how to save yourself, you go up certain levels. And with every level, it's like you're some type of apprentice to where you have completed the lesson. Each one teach one. So you teach the next individual what you learned. You share. It's a seed. It takes time to grow. You know, this is, the annoyance is coming from the impatience of wanting to see results. You have been very neglectful for a long time. You can't possibly think that your child has not had time to sit and fester and reflect on your behavior, considering the challenges that they have had on their own with their experience through the world, right? And then not having what they think that they should have, or the type of support that they may need, maybe not feeling like they're important enough or anybody's going to listen or cares to even know. Man, these children are advanced as hell out here nowadays. These motherfuckers coming out of the pussy with holding their own fucking heads up. That's some shit. You used to have to hold the baby head. Them motherfuckers is coming out with their heads up like, woohoo! Back here again? Oh, shit. I'm telling you. So you need to stop disregarding the children as if they're not human beings. They have feelings. They have thoughts. You need to start opening up. How are you feeling? What's on your mind? Tell me things. And you can't be afraid to hear what the fuck they got to say. You got your excuses. You know, you got what you want to say as to why the relationship is not where you want it to be. That shit hurts them. That shit scares them. They don't want to hear that. So, well, where the feeling is mutual. Okay? So now that we have gotten our feelings, our thoughts out, it has not been easy for either one of us to hear, to feel, to even come to the realization about ourselves. But now we need to practice thinking through our problems. A lot of the times we spend time thinking about the problems instead of thinking through them. So what's said is said. What's done is done. It's all out now. It's dead. Now it's time to rebirth. Okay? It's time to rebirth. I think that individuals are starting to realize the more that they try to run from their problems, the bigger their problems get, the louder their problems get. So, be the lion. Face that shit head on, because it ain't going nowhere. And then you look up, you all tired and worn out from running your whole life. You know, now you surrounded by a pack of hyenas and they about to eat your ass up. A lion is not built with strength or courage. It is naturally in his DNA, yes. But that comes with the muscle. And you must build on that muscle. A lion is considered a predator. But even a predator, when a lion is not hungry, if it sees a sheep in trouble about to get eaten by a wolf, a lion will protect that sheep. It is the hunger. That's another thing. That's another video. We learn how to control our hunger. We learn how to be satisfied. So we learn how, and even if we're not satisfied, we learn how to be disciplined, because sometimes satisfaction is not in the cards. Okay, so regardless of if we have what we need or if we don't have what we need, one thing that we must know, that all in which that we need is within us. We just have to tap in and pull it out. That is the infinite strength. That is strength. Being able to tap into your infinite abilities. Responding to your abilities. Responsibility. Taking responsibility. So, I mean, I've pretty much said all in which that I needed to say. And of course, things have to be said because plans are not going to go through. However, I can see, the root of why the plan is being ciphered or siphoned in the first place. So let's just nip that in the bud. We're going to shoo you away with some grace. Because there are some deeper things going on that you need tending to. So, until the next time, we'll talk again. Thank you.